I think one of the most interesting things about the market right now, the market of the moment, is that what's holding most people back is a decision. And I know that's probably oversimplifying everything that's happening in the world, the economy, your options. Yet the truth of the matter is that there are so many wins if you decide. There are so many deals that I literally look at that come across my desk, and I know that the only thing that's holding someone back is that they're not willing to take action. Like the action will be easier next year, next month. No, the action is still the action. It's just when do you choose to take it? Because the truth of the matter is, and I shared this the other day, is that the longer that you wait, the more costly it becomes. Whether you're talking about selling your home and the market adjusts, purchase power goes down, or you're talking about buying a home. What's interesting is that the reason the perspective is different if you're a buyer or a seller is because most people are not acknowledging reality for what it is. Most buyers start too low and sellers start too high. And so what ends up happening is that that time that it takes for you to come to reality is the cost of what it takes to get to the next step. Buyers, it costs you more money because prices continue to appreciate, at least here in Houston, Harris County. Interest rates continue to stabilize, right? We're not seeing a market crash. People have been telling you that since I got my real estate license in 2010. And how much has that cost you? What has it cost you in opportunity? What has it cost you in equity? What has it cost you in embedded savings? Did you know that homeownership actually just works like a savings? I don't think I talk about this enough, and maybe I should. Yet, one of the reasons I'm adamant about homeownership is because you can choose to rent, and I believe that's okay. Yet, one day it will become unbearable. We talk about like cities and rent hikes and rent freezes, right? And I get it, and I totally understand it. And yet the reality is that what you're asking for is control around your expenses, but control comes from ownership. I got a text from T-Mobile the other day talking about we're going to go up on our phone lines, and people are arguing about it online. Yet the reality is I don't control phones, cell towers, or anything of how that works. And so I'm vulnerable to the grace, the mercy, the whims, the greed, the profit of corporations. My question when you rent, because this is really what it's coming down to, is are you banking on the grace and the mercy of landlords, people that you don't know that made a business decision to invest in real estate to build wealth and increase their net worth? The truth of the matter is that you build wealth, which is the unearned income to fund your perfect life, abundance in all areas, whatever that number is, through ownership of a business, ownership of real estate. You invest in something that time over task over time has proven itself to increase in value. And before you get on your high horse saying that, well, this is unethical, I ask you, if you have a business, are you willing to do what you do for free? See, we can argue the theory or we can study the facts. The facts are that time over task over time, a couple of assets prove to appreciate in value. I bought my home because I wanted to control my housing costs. Do you know that's the first step to building wealth is controlling your expenses? If you're an entrepreneur, do you know the first thing to entrepreneurship is controlling your expenses? How hard is it for you to stabilize your business if every year, every month, the variables change? Your tech is different. Your staff is different. Your salaries are different. Your fees, your licensors, right? I look at living the same way. We like to overcomplicate and over theorize some of the things that are happening for us. And that's not to say that there's not validity in the concerns that are brought up. But the truth of the matter is you get one life. You get to decide. You get to decide how you're going to play it. You get to decide on if you attack it or if you let it happen to you. I choose to attack life. All right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's this big ball of expended energy. No, 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 no. The things that I desire, will you attack what you want and go after it and get evidence and pivot and adjust and move? Or are you going to be a thinker and ponder on your choices and your opportunities, your outcomes? There's a lot of time that passes with that. And the thing about human behavior is we always make the most of our days, right? We find the silver lining. And yet, we also know the moments that we've missed, the opportunities that we had, that if we would have just taken action, could have changed our story today. I talk about real estate. I talk about real estate because I believe that it is a cornerstone to community. People that own where they live care about where they live. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And oh, by the way, as much as we talk about financial literacy in our community, part of that, most of that, some of that, all of that begins with ownership. Whether it's personal ownership in your actions and lack thereof, or if it's investment ownership in being able to put your money in a place where it grows. For many, home ownership will be the forced savings that they're unable to achieve merely on their own. You cannot save your way to wealth mathematically. What you're saving is not enough. If you saved $1,000 a month, it would take you 83 years to have $1 million. Or maybe $10,000 a month for you to have $1 million in 8 years. But we know statistically, most people do not have $1,000 for an emergency. So that means if you're only going to save $100 a month, it's going to take you 833 years to get to $1 million. So what are you willing to do to accelerate that? What are you willing to do to accelerate that gap? So that way, again, you have the unearned income to fund your perfect life. Or will you continue to be at the mercy of the market? Because that's the world that we're in. And even with that, if you don't like it, you can take action and leave. You can move, you can do something different. That if you have a goal, right? Then I trust that you do. What is the action that is required? What is the word that must be applied to your life? Is it action? Is it accountability? Is it consistency? Is it honesty? Is it clarity? What is it? And when you decide that, then the next logical step is to move forward. I come on here today because sometimes there's just a download of thoughts. And it comes just from the conversations I'm in. And I'm so passionate that more of us need this information. Yet the truth is that if I don't fit it in 60 seconds, we'll probably never get to it. Right? But the answer to what you are looking for is on the other side of a conversation and at the beginning of your action. And that's what I encourage you to take today, no matter how small. I'm Sloan. I'm in Keystone Real Estate Easy, and I trust this helps.